Hey guys, this is Gaming with Eli, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. So this is a game that came very highly recommended to me, called Our Life. And I guess without further ado, let's go. Our Life beginning and always. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. The tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. Tutorial's good. You can read the full tutorial from the main menu and learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 4 time periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. Step 4, adulthood. Our Life is further divided into sets of vignettes that take place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer is ending. Steps 1 to 3 include 5 moments each, and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Some are out now, and other DLCs will release later on. Step 4 is an epilogue and doesn't include moments. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regard to the character you play as. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, their relationships with major characters, and so on. You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the main character's basic traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the main character grows up, more options become available on the screen. As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type any name you like, or you can pick a preset name. Preset options are called voice names because the name will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. The default name Jamie is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice name expansion DLC. Jesus. Full collection of names is separated out as a DLC because of how large it is. If you're not interested in that feature, no need to get it. Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported this project. The character creation screen is a cute doll you can decorate to get an idea of what your main character looks like with the different traits put together. Not all of the things you decide about the main character appear on the doll. Script referencing what you've decided for the main character is the main way those decisions influence the game. Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other character sprites. You can only see the main character as the decorative doll and in special cut-in CG images. Cut-in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during a playthrough. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the Interest Comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the main character, and the Interest/Comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. Interest level sets how much you like him. There are 4 levels: Disinterest, Fond, Crush, and Love. Love is only available starting in Step 3, and if you were at Fond or Crush in Step 2. Comfort determines how you generally react/think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: Nervous, Relaxed, and Direct. Your level of interest and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You get to pick your interest/comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. Your current level of interest will become the new lowest option on the screen in the future. For example, if you decide to be fond in Step 1, disinterest will not be available on the screens in Step 2 and 3, which will make the fond the bottom level option for your relationship. Interest level has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. To get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the main character in lighthearted or comforting ways. But starting in Step 3, touching can become more romantic or suggestive if you're at Crush or Love. To make sure things go nicely with that, there'll be an extra choice to determine an initiative level and a bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Interest/Comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the main character and Cove. It is only the main character who's impacted by your decision. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences helps shapes who he will become. In Step 2 and Step 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interests will vary based on what happened in the previous step. It's something of a mystery exactly how your decisions end up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Or, if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove, directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginning of Steps 2 and 3. Making the choices you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. When a choice does appear, usually you'll see that hovering cursor over an option and shows a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. The colors aren't related to specific points or events, they're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone/emotion of the choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Blue tends to be casual/straightforward, yellow more emotive and reactive, and green less certain/uncommitted. Though there are hundreds of options in our life and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Taking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like. Otherwise, switch between them freely. Always pick yellow, never pick yellow. Pursue romance right from the start, never romance the love interest, be disagreeable or amiable. None of them will lead to a bad ending. You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again and try something new. There's only ever more good content to discover. We hope you have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. Okay. Do that. Go with that. Yes, I can get purple. Eli. And again, we'll just do mousy. They. Ah, yeah. That's right, of course. Her front. No. Just seeing everything there is. Why not? Quite a bit. There's a lot of that. Holy, yeah, we're go with none, and then there was. That's close. Well, let's go purple. See what those are. Noble. Oh, we'll just go round. Pants, hats, watch, shirts and pants. I guess. I kind of wish that it showed the body, but okay. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school-less vacation with it. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. I like that little detail, your moms. That includes the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. You were too anxious to say hi back to most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you well enough to expect that. Still smiled at you anyway, and that made you feel a little more comfortable. Today there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person, or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you'd never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people you didn't recognize really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So for you, not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your mom's had a talk with you and your big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. Remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to worry about being looked in. You weren't sure about this man yet. You were pretty interested, you wanted to know more about what was going on. You slowed down, your eyes remaining fixed on the man. There was a split second where your eyes met and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! You raised your eyebrows at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? I thought this game was gonna be a waste. The man stood up and started to make his way toward you. Body frozen in place as he approached. There we go. Shit. Not awfully. Do you live around here? What's your name? You looked the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. He had sharks on his shorts and a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. Yeah, I live here. That's great. I looked happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. He showed his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you look back at him.
Well,
could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. From where you were standing, it just made him look creepier. I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. Thought that was pretty cool. Never met anyone with that name. He moved in across the street. See? He gestured toward the house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic for sale sign was finally gone. You must be Eli Mousy, right? I met your moms earlier, and they told me you were aged, just like him, so... He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you try and be friends with the boy? Just give it a chance and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him.
do you mind?
But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? Wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. Do other kids really get their parents to pay for friendships? Had your moms done that for you and Lizzie? The thought made you frown. What do you say? Want to make a deal? I'll do it, but I don't want the money. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Shit, that's not what I meant.
Are
Sure?
you
So
sure?
bad. Even if it's just for the summer, that'll be enough. This only made it sound more strange to you. Why did it last? When is it gonna fly? He tucked the bill into the back pocket and changed the request. I guess you don't have to. You'd be more comfortable if he and I... No! No! That's not what I meant! I should have paid attention to the colors. I'm more comfortable with he and I. No money involved. Yeah, I want to meet him. His smile got bigger again, his eyes crinkled at the side. Okay, good. I'll bring him tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but well, I don't know where he's gotten off to. He laughed when he said that, but the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Okay. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that, but you were still gonna help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your mom's already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. I thought he might come back and... That's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Eli. So much. Jogged off down the street without another word. You decide to check the hills behind your house. Step 1. First sight. The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. Love to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk and sea serpents you imagine living far above the waves. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself that you had seen the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, but couldn't. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. There's a boy sitting at the top of one hill, almost completely hidden with the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you'd found a deer in the wild. Though deer didn't have... sad frowns. But this new boy did. I wonder what could have upset him. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. Then he glanced your way. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. Hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his side. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. Oh, he'd been crying. There were traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts. His eyes were still shining with a few more. You'd obviously caught him off guard. His pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man had said earlier stuck out to you. Go? Eyes wide, he studied you. How'd you know that? Hold on. I was really hoping there'd be a lot more voices. I met your dad.
Oh.
So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. I can leave if it is. You can't own a hill. Why not? How could you? Just do. I had a hill back home. Well, this still isn't mine. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cobb as soon as you asked the question. Almost like they'd never stopped. His tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him, and now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. Slips his hand underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. Shit. Felt bad for him being forced to come here with no choice. Couldn't imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your moms, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Eli!
Cove?
Kids, where'd you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell them we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. It'll be okay. Struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not going to be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. And you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? He looked toward the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
Sorry, I still don't want to go. I don't remember what color means what. Green is like disinterested, right? Let's just wait with him. Yeah, I get it. Do? When you could answer, you heard Cove's dad even closer than before. There you are, bud. A trio of parents appeared over the curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Both of your moms were at your side in a split second, faces filled with worry. Eli, you're here after all. I've been at the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. No, we were just sitting in the grass. Thank God you're both fine. Are you two having fun out here? You look over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. Yeah, I like him. You nodded, smiling slightly. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turns to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thanks very much for finding him. I don't really know this neighborhood. Good thing Eli knows this whole area so well. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us all. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
Bye-bye. The two of them walked off into the darkness, heading toward the neighborhood. You watched Cove's bright pink cast until it disappears. Tell you what, we'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. How does that sound? Sure. Can I show him my stuff?
Of course.
Then okay. Both of your moms laughed, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. What's your feelings? Your steps. Relaxed and fond. And I think I'll probably do like 1 moment per video. I know that's gonna stretch this out a lot, but with everything else I'm playing, I need something that's short, okay? So yeah, let me just double check. And we will be ready next time. For now, if you liked what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Maybe tap that notification bell and share with your friends. See you on the flip side. Eli out.